Mayor Pete talked about exactly how he would take on Trump in a general election, and this is quintessential Mayor Pete. He's the grandiose view of himself. He sees himself like in the show The West Wing, delivering this like powerful rebuke of Donald Trump, when in reality it is just so crank that cringe meter up to 12,000, dog. Watch this.
But I am ready to take on this president on the economy because I am from the exact kind of industrial Midwestern community that he pretends to speak to and has proven to turn his back on, and guided that community through a historic transformation when at the beginning of the decade I took office, we were described as a dying city. I'm ready to take on Donald Trump because when he gets to the tough talk and the chest thumping, he'll have to stand next to an American war veteran and explain how he pretended bone spurs made him ineligible to serve. And if he keeps trying to use religion, if a guy like Donald Trump keeps trying to use religion to somehow recruit Christianity into the GOP, I will be standing there not afraid to talk about a different way to answer the call of faith and insist that God does not belong to a political party. I am ready to take on this president on every front.
Senator Klobuchar.
Oh, I want to take a shower after I watch that. Oh, God. He really... Listen. I mean, to me, he either reminds me of Christian Bale in American Psycho. Go watch that movie if you haven't seen that movie. I'm not saying he's a murderer, of course, Mayor Pete, so calm down with all the fake outrage if you're about to go in that direction. But he gives me that vibe, the American Psycho vibe. The other thing he gives me is Joe from the show You on Netflix. That's the sense I get from him. Everything seems so calculated and like prepared, and like even the way he ended that there, I am prepared. Hold on, I'm not going to play it for you guys, but I want to play it for myself here. The way he says it at the end, I'm prepared to take on this president in every way or whatever. Let me hold on.
The call of faith and insist that God does not belong to a political party. I am ready to take on this president on every front.
Senator Klobuchar.
The way he moves his head is like an Obama knockoff. I'm ready to take on this president on every front. Like, oh God, stop. Could you be yourself? That's the thing that annoys me, is that there's not any genuine, like, real glimmer there. It's an act. Like, he wakes up in the morning and puts on his clothes and then also, like, you know, puts himself under a spell to be, like, a parody, a caricature, a stereotype of a politician, a smooth-talking politician with his cheap Obama knockoff. It's the same thing with Beto. Beto on my stork, same thing. He was, like, trying so hard to be like Obama. It's just, okay, anyway. So some of the arguments used there. I'm from the Midwest, therefore, this is the same thing Klobuchar does. Like, she uses her geographic location as a reason why you should vote for her. That's a terrible argument. And then he says, Trump would have to, if I'm on stage with him, Trump would have to stand next to a war veteran and have to explain why he dodged the draft by saying he had bone spurs. I think Trump would eat Mayor Pete alive. Because Trump, for all of his flaws, and he has many, he's quick. And so when Pete says something like, I fought for our country bravely, while you, sir, pretended you had bone spurs. And I could see Trump, like he did to Jeb Bush, just fire back and be like, it was a dumb war. We shouldn't have been there. Of course, I wasn't going to go fight a Vietnamese person. They never did anything to me. We shouldn't have been there. Everybody knows we shouldn't have been there. It was the right thing to do that I missed that war. And he would walk away winning that exchange. And then the religion thing, he's done this multiple times now where there's a concerted effort to bring religion into the conversation and to use it as like a cheap thing to try to get applause and to try to get supporters. Like, our party doesn't do as good of a job of talking about religion as the Republicans do, but I will bring a new kind of faith back into the center light. That's what I will do. I'll show them that there's a different way. And it's like, okay, yes, there are many religious people out there who are more liberal and open-minded and tolerant, and they don't like that evangelical fundamentalist Christianity stuff, but listen, as a general rule, the Democratic Party is more secular. And they should be more secular because it's a bad idea to mix religion and government. Now, I get it. He's not saying I'm going to use that policy-wise. He's just going to use it as a tactic to get elected here, but it's still just so gross. It's like these are all like shortcuts to try to make you think he's a good candidate and you should vote for him when he's not actually giving you any policy reasons to do so. It's all like surface West Wing nonsense. And that's the main point, is that this is like a West Wing speech. In his mind, he's giving like a West Wing speech where it's this like soaring rhetoric that everybody agrees nailed it and is so brave and amazing. And in reality, it just looks like a transparent politician trying to score cheap points and trying to put on his politician act in as convincing a way as possible.